Hey Libra, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad that you found me. So this is your 2017 Heads Up Astrology forecast for the year of the fire rooster. That's why I'm wearing the red rooster sriracha t-shirt. This is my fiance's shirt, but I was trying to be festive. So, we're going to start the year off under the influence of a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. If you want more information about that, check out your January videos. I'm going to talk about February forward. So, Libra, why don't you set a spell so we can talk about your stars? February 9th or 10th, depending on where you live on the planet, we will be experiencing a 22-degree Leo lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are normally associated with feminine energy, and it's also normally associated with endings or closures. The 11th house deals with the internet, but also with your friends, your groups, the memberships, teams, and associations that you may belong to. It also deals with your future wishes, goals, and dreams, or your bucket list. So it could be a closure coming in one of those parts of your life. Or an ending, maybe a shift of energy, a shift of circumstances in some way, a change. Because eclipses bring change. February 25th or 26th, depending on where you live on the planet, we are going to have an 8-degree of Pisces solar eclipse. And where lunar eclipses are endings, solar eclipses are beginnings. And usually deal with that life force, that life spark, masculine kind of forward progression movement, if you will. Aggressive energy. I don't know. More aggressive than the lunar eclipse, I guess. Well, it really depends on your aspects. I'll continue. The solar eclipse will be in your 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and it's the house of your work and health, or the competencies and skills that you bring to your the services that you provide. It also deals with your day-to-day agenda. So it could be a new job. It could be a new workout regimen. I would like to see it be a new workout regimen as opposed to it being a health issue. So, Libra, watch out. We've got a pretty big energy going on in the spring months. We've got Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, money, and resources, going retrograde in Venus and then tiptoeing back into Pisces. This will be occurring March 5th through April 14th. This is going to occur in your 7th and your 6th houses. The 7th house is the house that's ruled by you. It's the house of partnerships and relationships and how you identify who you are as an individual through those relationships and those partnerships that you have with others. It also deals with counseling and open enemies. Open enemies are someone that you would openly testify against in a court of law. It's also someone that you would have an open beef with. The 6th house is that house of work and health, or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. And it's also that daily grind, that to-do list. The fact that Venus is moving in between the 6th and the 7th house, it could be that you are dealing with either your health, putting a strain on a relationship, or your partner's health, putting a strain on the relationship, or someone that you care about, possibly. But it's dealing with beauty, resources, harmony, going retrograde, rethinking, reassessing, reevaluating. During this Venus retrograde, towards the very end of it, April 8th through May the 2nd, there will be another Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the planet of thought, movement, and communication, going retrograde in the sign of Taurus and then tiptoeing back into the sign of Aries. So this is your 8th house and your 7th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and it deals with the cycles of life, death, and rebirth or birth. It deals with instincts. It deals with sexuality. It deals with other people's money. And it deals with regeneration, transformation, and metamorphosis. The 7th house is that house of partnership and how you identify who you are through those relationships with others. It deals with counseling and with open enemies. It would really be very, very beneficial for a lot of you Librans to possibly start seeking counseling, because you could really find some benefit in that for those who need it. Moving on down into August, we've got August 6th or 7th, depending on where you live on the planet. There will be a 15 degrees in Aquarius lunar eclipse, closures, endings, possible female energy, in your 5th house. The 5th house is the house that's ruled by Leo. It's the house that I like to say that has your fingerprints and DNA all over it, because it's where you've got skin in the game. It's the house of your social life. It's the house of how you seek your pleasure. It's the house of your creations. If you're an artist, it's where you create. This is the house of the creative spark, that life force spark. This is the house of your children. It's the house of the romance that you create so that you can create those babies. So the fact that there's a lunar eclipse occurring here could be that you possibly are dealing with either a romantic situation or your children in some way, or possibly social circles. There will be a shift in those areas of life for you. Now, moving down, that next week we've got August 11th through September 4th, our third Mercury retrograde of the year, because we're starting out under the influence of one. And I'm recording this under the influence of a Mercury retrograde. Mercury going retrograde in Virgo and tiptoeing back into Leo. This is your 12th and 11th houses. The 12th house is the house that I like to call the darkest recesses of the mind. It's the hardest part to see in the chart. It's your limitations, your repressions. It's your self-undoing. It's also a karmic house. But it can also deal with secrets, and this can be secret enemies, secrets that you keep from yourself or others through repressive means. It's also secrets that are kept from you and secrets that are kept in general. The 11th house is that house of friends, where you're going to have that lunar eclipse occur at the beginning of the year in February. That's the house of your friends, your groups, the memberships, associations, and teams that you may be a part of. That bucket list, future wishes, goals, and dreams. Could be dealing around the internet as well. Could be dealing with a lot of communication on the internet, and it may be secret communication because of that 12th house. So stay in your integrity, Libra. Now, August 20th or 21st, depending on where you live on the planet, we're going to have a 28-degree Leo solar eclipse. This is occurring in your 11th house. And solar eclipses are associated with new beginnings. This 11th house is that house of the internet. It's the house of your friends, the groups that you associate with, the memberships, teams, and associations that you belong to, and that bucket list. So it could be that there is new energy playing out. You may be getting a new circle or new sphere of friends. Towards the later part of August is when that energy will enter in. And eclipses have about a 6-month window of duration, if you will. In October, we're going to have another big shift. We're going to have Jupiter, the planet of increase, expansion, and excess, and achievement. Moving into Scorpio, this is your 2nd house. That is wonderful news for you. You want Jupiter in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is the house of your money, your possessions, your earning ability, your self-esteem. All these things that are very important to you are going to be increasing. So that's fortuitous, wonderful, really good, lucky energy for you, Libra, to work on your self-esteem, to work on your possessions, to work on your relationship with money, because there will be money coming to you. Jupiter in the 2nd house almost always indicates that in one way or another. It may not be, dollar bills, y'all. You may not be blinging out of control, but you will see or feel an increase in that area. If it's not monetary, then it'll be possessions or self-esteem. I hope it's monetary for y'all, though. In December, we've got our final Mercury retrograde. December 2nd through December 21st, Mercury will go retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. Of all of the Mercury retrogrades that we've had this year, or in 2017, this is the only one that's staying in that sign. It's not tiptoeing back. This is your 3rd house. So Libra. Whenever I see a Mercury go retrograde in the third house, the one thing I want to tell you is to watch yourself. Be very, very careful. Be very vigilant behind the wheel, because the third house is the house of communication. That is your commute. Getting from point A to point B, how you get there, the route, the path, the road, but also the vehicle that you're in. Be careful with your phone. Be careful with your communication devices. Be careful with your speech, because the third house is short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors, and neighborhoods, and your communication. Finally, we've got Saturn moving into Capricorn on the 19th or 20th of December, depending on where you live on the planet. And this is your fourth house, Libra. The fourth house is the house of home and family, or your roots and your foundation. Home is where you live, or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That can be your parents. That can be your partner or your spouse, your children, your fur babies, roommates, housemates, house guests. If it's not affecting you in that area, then check your roots and your foundation, or just your bones and your structure in that regard. And I say that because Saturn rules bones and is the structure of the body, if you will. And this being in the fourth house, it could be that you're dealing with family structure or home structure, either needing to be reevaluated or reassessed in some way. The thing about Saturn is that if the structure, whatever it is, isn't strong, it will disintegrate so it can be rebuilt stronger, better, faster, longer, billion-dollar man kind of stuff. So Libra, that's what's going on for 2017. What I'm going to do now is transition over, grab my Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card box so I can show you the cards that I'm going to pull for you. I intend on pulling 4 cards in total to round out this reading. These cards have been very expressive for the 2017 readings. I've had a card, at least one card pop for every sign except for Leo, which, you know, is kind of telling because there's a lot of eclipse energy playing out in Leo for 2017. So, pardon me. The 11th house is going to be a big house for you. The internet's going to be big for you. Your friends, the groups that you belong to are going to be important to you in some way. Your bucket list is also going to be a big deal to you this year. You may be reassessing it. Matter of fact, I know you will be. During that Mercury retrograde in the August-September period. Okay. I'm going to cut. Okay, Libra, let's see what you got. The first is Pyrite. I love this because it really, really speaks to that Jupiter moving into your second house that I was talking about in October. Pyrite deals with abundance, self-worth, and reassurance. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the solar plexus and your crown chakra. Pyrite strengthens the soul and lifts your spirit while also attracting material abundance and boosting your confidence. You have pulled this card because you need to have faith in your own abilities and power. Meditate with Pyrite to tap into your potential, stimulate your flow of ideas, and to be persistent in seeing your projects through to completion. Pyrite. The second card that was pulled for you is Sodalite. Sodalite deals with intention, well-being, and peaceful sleep. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of your third eye chakra. Sodalite is a stone of enhanced insight, mental clarity, discipline, and general well-being. It banishes fear and heightens your intuition to allow greater understanding of emotional issues. You've pulled this card because there is a restlessness or a sense of disorganization within you. So meditate with Sodalite to aid you in overcoming these blockages. Open your third eye and to help the energies around you to flow freely. I'm recording this under a Mercury retrograde. Sorry, y'all. The third card that I pulled for you is the Fire Agate. Fire Agate deals with vitality, creativity, and protection. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of your root and sacral chakras. Fire Agate stimulates creativity, brings fiery courage and persistence, lights the fires of sexuality, and fills you with a zest for living. You have pulled this card because you are in need of more in-the-body life force energy to help you through your journey on Earth. Meditate with Fire Agate for a boost in your passion, drive, and vitality. The final card that was pulled for you, Mangano Calcite. This deals with self-care, empathy, and mind-heart integration. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the heart chakra. Pardon me. Mangano Calcite is a deep healer across space and time. It brings self-love and a capacity for both physical and etheric nurturing on all levels. You've pulled this card because you need to be more sensitive to your external energies and more aware of how your perceptions shape your awareness. Meditate with Mangano Calcite to promote peace, connection with others' emotions, and to attune yourself to external energy fields. Libra, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'm going to be around for the mid-month readings, but I've got to get this done first. So I'm going to stop rambling and wish you a happy 2017. I hope it's a very powerful year for you, and I hope that it brings you a lot of abundance and prosperity. And until next time, I hope you're well. Please take care of yourselves. Namaste, and bye, Libra.